Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. So we're going to be talking about judgments, and I'm going to be sharing some tips on how you can stop being a judgmental person and just be and let people be. Stop judging them. So before I go into the tips, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about why you should stop judging people. So one of the things that I learned about passing judgments is that each time you do it, you create a hole for yourself. You subconsciously tell your brain that the thing that we're judging that person for, let's make sure we don't do the thing. And so what happens is that you start to live life that is not true to yourself because you're trying to avoid situations where you will be judged for the same thing. I know. When I heard this, it was like, oh, so that's why I was acting like that, right? And one of the things that you can test out in your life is that if you notice that you are extremely afraid or sensitive to being judged, I mean, it's not a nice thing to do anyway, so most people have that fear. But if you notice that you're not living life to your authentic self, like you're doing things just so that you go by other people's books of what's good to do. So essentially you're living life for other people. You're afraid to live your life. If you notice that, you're probably a judgmental person. When I heard that, I was like, no, but it's true. It's true. I tested it and it's true. Each time I judge somebody for something, it made me feel fearful about being in the same situation so that other people don't judge me for the same thing. I know. And this reduces your quality of life because you're going to be afraid to try out new things. You're going to be afraid to experience new things. You're going to be living in a state of resistance, constantly resisting new situations that you have judged people for. You don't want to be judged for it. And it's not a nice place to be at all. It's not. Another reason is that I have my notes here. Just give me a second. I always have my notes. Another reason is that it's going to be harder for you to connect or build authentic connections with people. And most of the relationships that you're going to have, whether it's friendships or family or personal relationships, they're going to be on the surface level. And the reason why is because you are not living in a state that is authentically you. So therefore, whatever you're creating it's not going to be true to you. It's going to be the surface. It's not going to be you. And when you continuously do that, your happiness goes down, your peace goes down, your joy goes down, and it's just it's almost like a bubble where you don't get to truly experience the joy of life. So yeah, that's another reason as well. Another reason is that you may find yourself being anxious about life in general. Here's one of the reasons why. Because you are not living life according to your authenticity and your authentic self, you're going to be constantly paranoid of doing some certain things. And paranoia, again, is going to cause you to feel fear and anxiety, right? And so when you experience new situations, instead of accepting it and just letting it be, you're going to be like, I need to act in the perfect way so that nobody's judging me, right? And another consequence is that you're going to be seeking external validation from others because you want to be liked. You want to be liked. You're afraid of being judged. And back to my first consequence is you're going to be living your life according to other people's requests. So yeah, that's another consequence. All right, so what are some of the tips that you can take from this to become less judgmental? So one of the very first things is awareness. Everything that is a problem can be solved when you become aware of it. So in my case, just noticing the times where I've judged something and what I said or what the situation was about, just becoming aware. It's like, okay, let's not do that. Another thing too that has been helping me is when I'm about to, it's like, nope, we're not doing that. And we're just like, so those are the things that have been helping me, is just becoming aware of it and stop yourself in the process of doing it. My next tip is move with an open heart. This is something that is easy to do when you have released yourself of triggers, traumas, and you've done your inner work. You don't have to fake any of this. Move in life from a place of, you know what? I just want to connect with this person. I just want to interact with them and see what all this is about and just experience life. And if I encounter a situation that doesn't align with my values or anything like that, it shouldn't stop me from connecting with that person. So let's say, for example, I'm chatting with someone and they say something that I don't necessarily agree with. Because I came into that conversation with an open heart and just looking to connect with them, it doesn't matter. Who cares if we don't have the same ideologies or values? Who cares? Unless I was, involving myself in something where, okay, we needed to have the same values, then yeah, I probably would then, we would talk about that. But if it's just to connect and just, enjoy and experience life, then who cares whether I like pink and they like purple? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So that is another tip that I employ as well, is when I'm chatting with people, my judgments doesn't matter. It doesn't change their life in any way. So, right? So that can help you too, is really focus on enjoying the situation for what it is, and any other thing that pops up doesn't matter. Unless you are in a situation where, it's beyond a connection and now, your business partners or things like that, then yes, I would say, you wouldn't be aligning yourself or having a business with someone that doesn't align with you in your values. That could cause for trouble, right? But that's a different situation that you can always work through, depending on what it is that you want. So another tip is seeking to understand than be understood. So this is something that you can practice as you are in casual conversations with people who are close to you, like your family and friends, is when they come to talk to you or you guys are chatting and something comes up that you don't agree with, pausing, taking a deep breath, and just seeking to understand where it is that they're coming from. It's going to help in slowing you down or slowing the rate at which you judge them in that situation. So let me give you an example. Say you're chatting with a friend who has this on and off relationship with her sister or something like that, and she excuse me, and she comes to you and she's complaining about this happened, that happened, and things like that as well. Rather than just jumping in the situation, it's like, oh, your sister shouldn't have done that, blah 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 blah, or oh, you shouldn't have done any things like that. Take a deep breath, slow down, emotional control, and really seek to understand what it is that your friend is trying to pass across to you. What is the real reason behind why she's sharing this message with you? Oftentimes that conversation could be coming from a place of fear, a place of, wanting to be accepted by her family, but probably not getting that, things like that. And in those moments, it's easier to provide that support that she needs without being judgmental about anyone, or any of the characters that are in that situation. And when that happens, people experience you better. I'm not sure how I can put it, but what I notice is that people start saying things like, "Oh, you're so easy to talk to. Oh, I totally enjoy talking to you. Oh, this conversation was so much fun." You're gonna hear things like that. And what I learned from that was that people feel more at ease in your presence, and you become much more magnetic, and more people want to come talk to you because they know that they can feel safe in your presence. They can express what it is that they want to express, and they're not going to be judged for it. Oh, people will love you. If you can hold space for them without judging them, oh, you become magnetic. You just become a much more magnetic person. All right, so my next tip is acceptance. So this is a follow-up from my previous tips, right? When you come with an open heart, you're seeking to understand than being understood, you become a more accepting person, and you just accept people for who they are. You don't try to change them. You don't try to prune them into what you believe should be, what they should be. You just let people be. You literally become that statement. I believe is leave and let be. You just let people be. And because of that, again, back to my previous point, is you're going to attract, people are going to want to come talk to you more. So you're going to attract people, opportunities, and things to yourself. And it's left for you to decide what you're going to do when those people come to you. But yes, you will definitely feel like you are connected in this world, regardless of the person's age, race, gender, regardless of whatever classification they fall into. You're going to feel like literally you can sit and chat with anybody and just enjoy the conversation for what it really is. It's a beautiful place to be in. So those were my tips that I have been utilizing in my life, and I really hope that they help you as well. As always, practice kindness with yourself. This is a process. This is not fast therapy. No. Revolution? No. Transformation. Yes. This is not a fast transformation, right? It's a gradual process. So take your time with this. Be kind to you. This is always my number one thing that I would suggest as you're doing all of this work, is be kind to you. Take your time and enjoy the process, and I promise you it will be worth it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to like it, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.